Early Childhood Reading Assessment by Natalie Howenstein. The student assessed was in second grade at age 7. The reason for this testing is because he is reading below grade level target. He has also been put on a Reading Improvement and Monitoring Plan, also known as a RIMP. This is based off the Fountas and Pinnell LLI leveled literacy instruction. He shows high interest in reading, but prefers to read to himself. Starting this assessment with the word list from Fountas and Pinnell, List 1 was read independently at 20 words, correct. List 2 was his instructional level, reading 16 out of 20 words, correct. List 3 was his frustrational level, reading 8 out of 20 words, correct. Starting at List 1 was because of the grade level he was in. It was suggested to start at List 1 with grade level 2. He struggles with decoding multisyllabic words and has difficulty with vowel diphthongs AE, IE, and OA. Starting with the oral passages, we started at level F because of the results of the word list. 98% of these words were read correctly, making only 3 errors. These errors were visual errors by replacing they with the. Therefore, this is his independent level. Continuing to level G, he read 143 out of 152 words correctly, making 9 errors. He struggled with decoding words like pretty, inside, balloons, and enormous, all multisyllabic words. There were few visual errors replacing bubbles with bubble. This resulted in his instructional level. Moving on to level H, this was to find his frustration level, which was successful. He read 148 words correctly out of 168, resulting in 20 errors. 88% of these words were read correctly. These errors were visual in reading words with plural sounds. Errors were also in decoding multisyllabic words. This was his frustrational level. Comprehension with level F, where he was independent orally. He scored 3 questions out of 3 questions within the text correctly. Answering beyond and about the text questions, he scored 2 out of 3 correctly. Therefore, his subtotal score is 5 out of 6. He had some additional understanding about the passage, so there was a point there. So his total score is 6 out of 7, reflecting an excellent comprehension. This, again, is his independent level. With level G, continuing on, he scored 2 out of 3 within the text questions correctly. Beyond and about the text, scored 2 out of 3 questions correctly with no additional understanding. Therefore, his total score is 4 out of 7, reflecting limited comprehension. Therefore, this is his instructional level. Moving on with level H, he has scored 3 out of 3 within the text correctly. He scored 0 beyond and about the text with no additional understanding, resulting in a total score of 3 out of 7, which is unsatisfactory comprehension, resulting in his frustrational level. Silent comprehension in level F, again, 3 out of 3 within the text. 3 out of 3 beyond and about the text with a perfect score of 6 out of 7, or 6 out of 6, and no additional understanding, so therefore his total score is 6 out of 7, reflecting excellent comprehension in his independent level. Level G within the text, 2 of 3 questions correct. Beyond and about the text, 2 out of 3 questions correct. Subtotal score of 4 out of 6 with no additional understanding. His total score is 4 out of 7, reflecting limited comprehension. This is his instructional level. His silent comprehension is continued with level H. answering 2 out of 3 questions correctly within the text, beyond and about the text only answering 1 correctly, with no additional understanding, scoring 3 out of 7. This reflects limited comprehension, which also reflects his frustration level. His listening comprehension was read by a teacher at level H because this was his frustrational level. His scores from this level increased from frustrational to instructional. He then answered within the text questions 3 out of 3 correctly. Beyond and about the text, he was able to answer 1 of 3 correctly. Again, no additional understanding. His total score is 4 out of 7, reflecting limited comprehension. Continuing on to find his frustrational listening capacity, the teacher read at level I. There he was able to answer 1 question within the text, 0 beyond the text, and no additional understanding, reflecting an unsatisfactory comprehension. This is his frustrational level. The accuracy behind this assessment, again, is based on Fountas and Pinnell LLI leveled literacy instruction. I believe is a good, relatively accurate assessment. A few things that I can note about this assessment is the comprehension questions that are asked are a little bit more challenging for early ed students. They aren't asked to just spit out what they read. They are asked opinions about why the author wrote this story, what genres, the more than just the comprehension within the text. Also, additional understanding could be subjective based on the conductor of the assessment. Some conductors may think that additional understanding could be subjective. This could also skew instructional independent levels by 1 point based on Fountas and Pinnell. Their scores kind of, if you score 4 out of 7, that is instructional. However, that 1 point could, if you lose that 1 point, could make you a frustrational level. Weaknesses with the student, definitely visual errors, specifically plurals, decoding multisyllabic words shown in both the word list and in the oral reading of the passages. Also, beyond and about the text comprehension, all scores were relatively low in that section of the comprehension. Strengths of the student is the vocabulary. The passages were widely ranged of information, and he was very well equipped in his vocab toolbox. Within the text comprehension, he was able to spit out what he had read, and also he read sight words with ease in the oral passages.